All right, all right. What's good? What's good? We are back with another great live stream. It's your guy Troublematic. Yes, yes, yes. And so, if this is your first time joining us, we talk about all things remote work, digital nomad, transferring your skills. If you're trying to learn how to just get into IT, and then we kind of tied all into traveling, being a digital nomad, and people who are looking to get into that. There's still opportunity. But if you're returning, what's good? We are back. We are back. We are back. We have missed last week because of what is it? Memorial Day weekend. So we're back. I know y'all miss us. But we thought about y'all while we was barbecuing and all that stuff. So
We did. We did.
but Sports and Heels, what's good? The people they want to hear from you. They miss you.
I know. I miss y'all too. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, the people miss you, Sports and Heels.
Love y'all. And
Yes.
another weekend, another track meet. That's pretty much all I've been doing the last 8 weeks, 12 weeks is working track meet. I stay around the track this time of year, y'all. Y'all know it's track season. It's a championship for NCAA this weekend. A lot happening on the world stage when it comes to track and field. So I've been in heaven. Y'all know I love it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been hitting the road, working these track meets.
Good, 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 good. And if you do not recognize the young lady in the top left corner to me, she is a returning guest for Matic Mondays. She came through in the clutch today. She saw our show. She said she want to be actually, I told her she need to be a part of it. She need to pull up, and she took the offer on the first shot. Man, I shot the shot. She said, I'm back with it. So. Welcome, Miss Vishana.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Glad to be back.
Yes, they welcome you back. They miss you. All those wonderful pictures and reel shorts. No, reels on Instagram that you've been talking about, your ups and downs of being a nomad and all that good stuff, helping the people out. So what have you been up to?
Well, I'm back in the United States.
What?
Yeah, been back for a week now. Been back for a week. I was gone for 8 months. I'm here until the end of this month, and then I'm back out again. Then I'll dip back in for the month of August, and then in September, back across the sea.
Okay.
Nice. That's a nice itinerary right there.
You had to get out of Europe before the Olympics craziness?
Well, I mean, that's just in France anyway and in Paris. But yeah. Well, I mean, I came back from the UK. So I would have missed all that foolishness anyway. And I am planning to go to France, but not until long after the Olympics have come and gone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nice. We have Mocha Bella in the house. First thing up. Good evening. Mocha Bella, she says to us on the panel. Oh, and speaking of the lady in Puerto Rico, this is Dee right here. She gives us the whoop whoop audaciously me. Definitely check out. I'll put your YouTube in the chat momentarily there. And like I said, if you want to pull up, just pull up however you can. If you want to just pop in, definitely invited because you were the original invited guest, So yes. A lot of things are going on. It's summertime, Memorial Day kicks it off. Y'all need to look at let's on a side tangent there, sidebar. We had Andre 3000 in during Memorial Day at this event called the Atlanta Jazz Festival every Memorial Day weekend. It was quite the mood was right. I love the environment. It was a lot of black and brown people there, beautiful people. No crime, no shooting, no. It was just love and peace because Andre 3000 was in the building, so it was really nice. So check it out on my channel. I don't want to bore you no more with that. It was interesting, but there's a lot of controversy behind it. I have my thoughts and feelings behind it. But people, sometimes you got to let go of the past. You got to, let the past be the past and enjoy the new things in life. People change, people move on. You know what I'm saying? So,
and Andre's always been kind of the eclectic, musician. You can't really put him in a box. His genre was hip hop, his genre was rap or whatever. But he's been evolving as an artist for years. So I'm surprised. I'm online as well, so I'm surprised at the backlash that he's receiving, especially since his album has been out for several months now. It's not like his new album that came out has only just, they're just now hearing his music. So I think people are just stuck in their ways. They just want to see what they want to see and can be kind of closed-minded and not accepting that people evolve and change. And really that's on them, because Andre went right to the little festival in Philly that they have every year and performed there, and everybody loved it. So I just think Atlanta, the Atlanta just wants to see the Atlanta style, and they need to worry about their water, what Andre 3000 is evolving into.
Yeah, that's probably why the water broke like that. Andre close to the gods. So
Andre said, "Till you do right by me."
Oh, that's the elements of life: the earth, wind, water, the air. Yes. Yeah, that's on my. He didn't really do too many songs. He only did like one long ass song. And then another one he spoke about the guy that passed away, and that's on my channel there. So yeah, definitely check that out. All right, so let's get into some travel. I know we definitely need to let Rashana go first, because she done, what you on, like your 50th country, 60th country, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's about, I think it's at 50. I have to check my app and see where I am. I got that Ben app. And I don't even know if I updated it properly for Scotland. So
what app is it?
It's called Ben. Somebody asked me one day how many countries I had been to, and I couldn't answer the question. And then I heard on a podcast this Ben app. It's spelled BEEN. And basically what it does, it allows you to input every single country, city, airport, all these different places that you've been. And it gives you badges, and I'm trying to earn badges.
And it's called Ben, BEEN.
Ben, like been there.
Been there, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So matter of fact, let me see.
Oh, it says track your visits.
See, it looks like, oh, you can't see that. Oh, I'm at 48 countries.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm about to download this. I'm gonna have to update this.
It's fun. It's fun. It'll take you down a rabbit hole, though. Have me try to remember every single airport I've ever flown into, so I can.
My goodness.
I'm trying to get to it now. Is it this one?
No.
No, it's just called Ben, not Ben there. It's Ben.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Yep.
BEEN.
You probably have to go to an app store, Adrian.
Or just put in Ben app.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. So it's app based. It's not web based.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just downloaded it.
Okay.
As if I need another project.
Hey, I mean, it starts off as a project, And then once you're all set up, the second you touch ground, all you got to do is update it.
Okay. Okay. So I would have to go back and put like how about my previous travels and stuff?
Add it. Yeah, so that's how I set it up. I had to go back and remember all the places that I've been. But it's kind of easy though, because it lists all the countries. Mm-hmm. So as you're scrolling down a list of all the countries, you just check off the ones that you've been to. And then once you get that set up, then if you want to go deeper, you can start adding all the cities that you've been to in the different countries. So like I've added all my states, and it'll tell you like how much of the world you've seen. So like I've only been to 24% of the world.
Okay.
But I've been 5 continents.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, it says I've been to 5 continents. It's saying I've been. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, so I've been. I don't think that it's adding because it has Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, and Oceania and South America. But it's not. It doesn't have Antarctica. I don't know why it wouldn't have Antarctica.
You've been to Australia?
No.
Okay.
No.
So with all these 50 countries that you've been, or almost 50 countries that you've been to, at least by the end of the summer, it will be 50, right?
Mm-hmm. No, because I've been to Mexico before, so it'll be 49.
Okay. What's your biggest travel tip?
For me, I mean, because it's what works for me is plan. Mm-hmm. I'm a big planner. Like I enjoy planning so much that sometimes the activity is not as fun as the planning. So, like right now, I'm planned out through 2029.
But you did that based on your budget, though, right?
Say again.
You do that based on your budget, where you want to go and the budget to go.
Well, no, because I'm that person that I do work off a budget, but at the same time, I'm going to figure out how much it's going to cost to do what I want to do, and then go get that amount of money and then go do it. There are some things that I do, maintain within a strict budget for, but most of the time I'm not really a budget person as far as like when we say budget, are we talking about like trying to do things as cheap as possible, or
yes,
are we talking about just managing the money properly?
No, I'm talking about cheap.
Because remember, I'm the bougie nomad.
Right, but you can be bougie. It's easier to be bougie abroad than it is here, right?
That is true.
But there's still limitations on how you can be bougie. For example, you might go to a country that you can go. Go to a continent that you can go to more than one country, where your accommodations in this country might be different than accommodations in that country because you've budgeted for the things that you want to experience in one country versus another. So you can still be bougie, but you can still be a budget-friendly traveler in that sense.
That is true. That is true.
Especially if you're doing slow travel, because it's unrealistic to think that someone, unless you have an endless income, can be a slow traveler at luxury travel, right? So it's kind of being able to combine the two types of travel where it makes sense per location.
That is true, because I do have a set amount that is earmarked towards lodging. And so then I have to work within that budget to find lodging. So like say for instance, when I went to Scandinavia is expensive. And so I think I was working off of $55 a day for lodging. Mm-hmm. And so like in Copenhagen, I was able to kind of get close to it. I still went over, but I was able to get close to it. Whereas in I was at a hotel. Whereas in Oslo, the best way for me to get close to it was to stay way outside of Oslo in Lillestrøm and stay in somebody's basement in an Airbnb. And then going to Stockholm, I stayed probably about 45 minutes outside the city in an apart hotel. Whereas when I got to Finland, I'm right there in the heart of things, but still in an apart hotel. So yeah. I do have a budget as to this is how much I want to spend on lodging. And in October, I went over my budget in October because Scandinavia is expensive. But then November, I backed it up and followed it up with the Baltics. Whereas I came in nicely under budget on lodging and then everything else. And then with Poland in December, I went over budget on lodging, but I was way under budget on everything else because Poland is so inexpensive.
Yeah. And so to piggyback off that tip, my tip would be to understand when's the best time to go to where you want to go that's going to fit within your budget. So she just heard her talk about planning, and looking for flights, looking for accommodations, the best time to go. Just Google when's the best time to go to A, B, C, and D. For example, I went to Europe in October because Europe is cheap to get to, it's cheap to stay in October, because it's the rainy season or the fall, and it's a lot cheaper. So I was able to get direct flights for very reasonable versus had I tried to go like in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, traveling in the off season when everybody else wants to stay home. And it was kind of weird because I went to Japan in February. There's no cherry blossoms blooming in February, but it was still packed for some reason. And I was asking people, because I met people from California, and I'm like, it's February in Japan. It's still cold here. Why are y'all here? And it was just, I guess it just worked out with, because I don't keep track of when people are out of school because I don't have kids. So I guess February just worked out for when people were out of school or whatever it was. But yeah, and then a lot of French were there because the French had a break in February. So traveling when everybody else is not traveling is usually going to help you out.
But you see, we can go ahead and just close this show down because you just broke everything out. Like from going into an Airbnb to moving away from the city center was more cheaper than staying in the city. You looked at the cost of hotel versus Airbnb. Like all those tips are so crucial in like keeping your numbers down, which you almost like a bougie budget traveler, bougie budget OMAD.
Yeah, and then there's transportation too, because so October, like Sports and Hill said, October is a good time. That is a good time because one, you've made it through the summer. Yeah, you've made it through the summer. For me, I wanted to go to Scandinavia when it wasn't going to be too cold. Like I wasn't going in September because people are still going in September. But in October, it's cold, but it's not too cold. They're like just getting into the winter. And also I was catching them before they shut down their tourism for the season. Because I like doing those hop on, hop off buses, and by November they stop running those things because there's nobody to run them for.
Good segue with the transportation. Do you do the bus, Uber, taxi, private car,
whatever?
Yeah, all of that adds up, especially depending on which country you're in or even city. So because I know some people that don't do public transit, period. Maybe it's the fear factor, or they just don't do the bus at all. I will get on that bus in a minute. And
they may not understand the bus system. They may not understand public transit. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm from Virginia Beach. We don't really do public transit. So it took somebody holding me by the hand and teaching me how to use mass transit, in Europe. Because I couldn't understand the subway. That was just the most confusing thing to me. But when somebody held me by the hand and walked me through it and was right there with me and was showing me, then I was like, oh, okay, so it's not that hard. And nowadays, Google Maps tells you everything you need to know, even about public transportation. But I do public transportation. I do a whole lot of walking. I will do an Uber, a Bolt, whatever.
A Bolt.
Yeah, a Bolt. I'll do whatever public transportation, whatever like ride share, if it becomes necessary. So like say for instance, when I first got to Copenhagen, I got off the plane and I actually walked from the train station to my hotel, which I had no plans of doing that. It was just something that I ended up just doing. Whereas when I got to Oslo, I already knew as soon as I get off the ferry, I'm calling an Uber. And it cost me, I think it was like $129 to take that Uber. And it was worth it because I was too tired to be trying to figure out how to get from Oslo to Lillestrøm at that point. But
that happened to me in London. So I was prepared to take the tube. So it was the perfect storm. I landed in London the night before the Queen's funeral.
Oh.
And I was the last flight coming from the US. So I was the last flight coming into Heathrow. And so when I got to the baggage claim, it was 8:00. Like they were trained, like it was time to do a prayer and everything. So everything was shut down. So I was going to take the tube to my hotel. And it wasn't going to happen because everybody's trying to take the tube. It was just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a Uber. Now my Uber's canceling because everything shut down. The city is shut down for this funeral. So I'm like, how am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? Finally, I had to order an Uber Black. Now y'all know, Uber Black gonna cost you a grip. And for like a 20-minute ride to my hotel, it cost me $100. But I didn't care at that point because it's like 9:00. Everything shut down. I haven't eaten since my flight. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not gonna get nothing to eat at the restaurants because everything is gonna be shut down. Mm-hmm. Like luckily, I got some sandwiches from the airport store. But yeah, that happened to me. Sometimes you just have to understand in your budgeting that you need to have an emergency cash. You know, you can't plan down to the dollar because stuff is going to happen. Yeah. And you're going to have circumstances where you just going to have to bite the bullet, you know, and do what's in your best interest.
Yeah.
I probably took the tube now that I think about it. Now, if it happened again, I'll take the tube. But when it's the circumstances like that was happening, make sure you're aware of what's happening in the city where you're going or the state where you're going or the country where you're going, because those kind of things will impact your budget.
Yeah. Yeah, especially going to London, because you don't know what you're gonna get when you show up in London. Like coming into London from Japan, I thought I was gonna be too tired after flying for practically 24 hours. I thought I would be too tired to take the tube, and I was prepared to call an Uber or take a taxi. But for whatever reason, I had all the energy, so I took the tube all the way, to East London. However, coming from the Cotswolds back into London, the trains were not running. It was Easter weekend. The trains decided they didn't want to run, or they had trains that were running, but you couldn't figure out because nobody was in the train station in Paddington really assisting you. So me and this lady are sitting there trying to figure out how to get, because we had to get to the airport. She was flying and I was just trying to get transportation to the airport hotel I was staying in. In the end, I looked at her and I said, look, if you want to take a taxi, I'll pay half of it for you. And she was like, let's go. So we ended up getting one of them black cabs. And all I was trying to do was get to a hotel from Paddington Station, and it should have been easy.
Interesting. Now, you say tube, are you saying TUBE?
Yes, that's what the subway is called.
They call it Subway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't call it Subway. When you call it Subway, they know you're you got to say the tube.
Yes,
they don't even know what Subway is. They're like, I don't know what Subway is.
Yeah, or who calls it the underground? Somebody calls it the underground.
Atlanta, they have an underground.
But I mean, as far as like the subway system or the metro, that's another one. Depending on where you go, they might call it the metro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to your point about Google Maps, the way it works, especially in Europe. I mean, way it works international. Chef's kiss, y'all. Another little tip: you can use Google Maps offline. So I know a lot of you don't think you can use it when you don't have Wi-Fi. If you know you're going somewhere, download the map. You can use it offline. It works like a charm. I didn't believe it either. I thought there's no way. But when I was lost, walking the streets in Viñales, Cuba, in the middle of the night, trying to find my Airbnb that I got lost from, I used my trusty dusty Uber, just dusty Google map that I downloaded and found my way back.
Yeah.
Don't go without it.
But I'll tell you, for me, the best way to see a city is on foot and on public transportation. So, I mean, I probably average between 5 and 6 miles a day and I tell people, you go with me, we gonna walk. Now, I will also take an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi if I've had one too many to drink. I'm not trying to navigate public transportation in that state. I'm gonna get in the most trustworthy ride I can find and get back to where I need to get to. Or if I'm just tired, because sometimes you just tired.
Walk 4 or 5 miles out. You
exactly.
4 or 5 miles back.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I'm like, I am done with this day. And when I say I am done with this day, I'm looking for the fastest ride back to my lodging because I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. You made me think too. There's even in Caribbean, especially Dominican Republic, Uber offers a moto concho, which is a motorcycle. So it's probably like the cheapest. Some people be like, well, why would you want to do that too? Now in rush hour, they have a lot of traffic in Santo Domingo, especially. You ride that moto concho, and this would be like, I mean, I'm talking about going maybe 5 miles. You can ride a moto concho for like $1.50.
Yep.
and
I took one to my excursion.
And you can get through traffic quicker because they're gonna swerve. They're gonna get their swerve on, and they may even get on the sidewalk. So I got some content I need to drop on. I haven't dropped that video yet. This dude was on the sidewalk. I was like, yo, what is going on, man? There's many different ways of commuting throughout these countries. Audaciously me, D says, do you use public transit, which we just expressed? Yes, we do, in all forms.
Yep.
Yes. I'm thinking about another one too.
Uber's the last resort for me. It's either I'm using Uber if I'm being lazy. That's to be honest with you. Or like you said, I've been out somewhere and I've gone too far because that's happened. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not walking back. I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and take this Uber. First, I check to see how much the Uber is.
I'm gonna tell you a situation where I use Uber. When in April, I rented a car and drove all over Ireland. But when I got to Belfast, in Northern Ireland, I parked my car at the hotel. It's a big city. I ain't driving this car around this city. Like, I'm gonna use public transportation. And I had figured out how to get to the Titanic Museum using public transportation. I came down the stairs and it was pouring down rain. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call a Lyft. Or actually, I got the front desk to call me a taxi because I was just like, basically having the car made me soft. Because any other time I would have been standing out there at the bus stop in the rain and it would have been fine. But having a car made me soft. And so I saw that rain and I was like, yeah, can you call me a taxi?
Mm-hmm. I remember being in Paris. We had walked around. Me and my girlfriend had walked around all day. I'm talking about from breakfast until it's dark. We stayed and did the little boat ride to watch the Eiffel Tower light up. We done been around Paris all day. And we just need to go a couple blocks. It might have been like 4 blocks or so we can get some dinner. And we took the little bike, the lady driving the bike, 4 or 5 blocks. And it was like $15, but we didn't care. We were tired of walking, didn't want to walk no more. Yeah. We knew that the restaurant we were going to was going to be close to the tube to get back to our accommodation. So we just decided we're going to go ahead.
That's one thing I have not done yet. I have not gotten a bicycle yet.
I've done motorcycle, bicycle, bus. I'm trying to think. And classic car, the little black taxi in London. I've done the cable cars.
Oh yeah.
We haven't talked about the cable cars.
Yeah.
In some countries, like in South America, you can take cable car to get from one part of town to another part of town. So I've done that.
Italy too.
So yeah. Oh, and boat. And boat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But also things to remember too. I want people to remember. I know I've talked about this a few times, especially like in the Caribbean islands. The Ubers, like in DR, they will get you. They will try to get you. Most of them. So there's other apps too. You can use InDriver, or you can just if you're in a certain country, you can Google ride share services. But in DR, they will swindle you sometimes on the Uber. What they will do is, let's say if you go from Santo Domingo to Boca Chica, you go to because there's more traffic going out to the beach, especially like in the middle of the day or early morning. They may not like do this the scamming thing where they say it costs eight no, not 8,000 pesos, like 1,000 pesos to go to not even 1,000, maybe like 800 pesos, right? On the way back, it may be 800 to go back, right? That makes sense, right? You pay 800 to go there, 800 come back. What they'll do sometimes is once you at Boca Chica and you request for the Uber, they'll say, you select, I'm going back to this apartment on Airbnb, and they may message you like a minute after they accept the ride, and they may say, "Hey, where are you going?" Like, what you mean where I'm going? Like, you accepted the freaking ride. Like, what you mean?
Right.
I mean, it's gonna be 2,000 pesos, man, to take you to back home. 2,000, like you just accepted 800. Yeah, I know the gas, my friend. I'm so sorry. And they're like, nah, man, you're not gonna find nobody that's gonna do it less than 2,000 pesos. And coincidentally, the next person, I can't do it no more than about 1,800 pesos. Like, what? Y'all accepted on 800 pesos? Like, y'all gonna ask for an extra 1,000 pesos? Like, and so the way my situation ended was I had a Haitian guy who did the right thing. So that's how I got out of that. But that happens quite frequently in DR. I know a few of my DR heads are in here to agree with me on that. But InDriver is another app too that you can use. So InDriver doesn't allow you to have it set by the market or by Uber standards. It's like, hey, I want to do 1,200. You put your 1,200 out there. Some people are denied. Some people say no, 1,500, 1,600, 1,800, and you just pick which one. And the replies or the rebuttals only last for like 10 seconds, so you got to be kind of quick. Or you can just wait for another one to come in, for them to counter your offer. So I like InDriver sometimes, and it's available in a lot of Latin countries. You got 99 in Brazil. That's another one. So you can just Google most of the time and find the ones. But Uber and InDriver are in a lot of other countries. So
I wanted to drop this. I don't know a lot of people. This is just a tip for traveling. I know a lot of people pick where they're going to go based upon where they want to go.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to go visit this place. I want to go see that. And another cheap budget travel tip that I want to say is have an open mind. Google World, is it called Google World or Google?
No, Google Flights.
No. Yes, Google Flights.
Yeah.
So first of all, y'all using Google Flights wrong. I'm just going to say that right. Y'all using Google Flights wrong. Y'all putting
tell them how to do it right.
Y'all putting where you're from and where you want to go, and then that's how you get your prices. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, you are doing it wrong. First of all, you got to have an open mind. You got to be willing to have about a list of like 10, 12, 13 places you want to go, right?
Yep.
And then you pick the time period you might want to go. That's really where you want to do, especially for those who have to put in for vacation, right? You're like, okay, I know I got a week off next April, right? So what you do is you put in, you expand Google Flights to show you the whole globe. And it will literally pop up prices for different spots in the world. And that's where you pick where you want to go.
Yep. You just choose it by the price.
you just choose the price that fits your interests. So that's why I say have an open mind, because go ahead.
The other thing is don't be stuck on dates.
Oh yeah, don't be stuck on dates.
Yeah, you can put in a date range and figure it out. Because I'm gonna tell you, for me, I swear by Hopper, because I want to go where I want to go. So I use Hopper.
You use Hopper. Okay. Why do you use Hopper?
So Hopper is an app that tracks flight prices, and it lets you know when the best time to book is. So, like, say for instance, right now, I'm still waiting to book. I've booked all one-way tickets for July. And so I am still waiting to book my flight from Mexico to LA, because it keeps popping up that the prices are too high. And it's telling me if I wait until at least July 7th, that the prices will come down significantly. And we're talking about, they're like, the lowest price right now is $238. I mean, that's not bad, but you can do better. And so but I'm telling you, the second Hopper says you need to book now, you better be ready to book now.
You show better.
And then they also give you a range. So what they'll do is they'll give you the calendar, and you can look at the calendar, and it's marked in yellow, in green, yellow, and red. So you can see the cheapest days to fly. If it's green, that's the cheapest. If it's red, that's the most expensive. So, like, case in point, I booked a flight to go to Croatia in September. I wanted to go to Croatia on August 31st. However, going to Croatia on September 1st was about $300 cheaper. I wanted to fly to Dubrovnik. However, flying to Split was another $400 cheaper. So I'm flying on the day that I didn't want to fly to a city I don't necessarily want to go to, because after I get to Split for the price that I wanted to pay for that ticket, it's about a 4-hour bus ride between Split and Dubrovnik, and that 4-hour bus ride costs €17.
Yep. So here's another thing. So once you find the flight, right, that feels good to you, right, then you start working on looking at the cost of accommodations. That's kind of how you start staying in budget. Once you realize, okay, this is going to be affordable for me to go from Atlanta to Tokyo for $1,000, which is, pretty decent. You might, it's in other areas it's close to $2,000. So you get a direct flight to Tokyo from Atlanta, right? And you decide, I'm going to Tokyo. Now you have to pick your accommodations based upon what your budget is. And there's different ways in which you can do that. You can look at hotel prices, of course. You can look at Airbnb prices. You can look at hostels. So we've talked about hostels before. I've stayed in a hostel in South America. You can get a hostel. You can get a whole room. You can just get a bed. Again, this all depends on what kind of traveler you're willing to be. You have to have an open mind. Some place like Tokyo are going to have a plethora of different types of accommodations that you can pick based upon your budget.
Don't mind me. I just saw a deal.
So it's like you really have to be, in order to get the budget to be budget, you've got to be open-minded. If you've got certain terms and conditions that absolutely are deal breakers for you, then you're going to put more money towards those things. But where you're saving money, you can put money. If you're saving money on your flight, you can put more money on accommodations. If you're paying less for your flight, you could put more in your accommodations or your excursions or your things that you're doing, or what your transportation. You get to move that. The last thing I want to tell you about flights is, once you pick the airline, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people don't have money to pay $800 for a ticket or $400 for a ticket to go here, and then they want to go this other place and they want to go this other place. I just want to let y'all know, every single airline, at least in the US, does Klarna. So you can pay. I don't want to hear the excuse that, travel is too inexpensive for me, I can't do it, because y'all buying clothes with Klarna. Now you can buy flights with Klarna and break them payments up and make payments on it.
Yes. Klarna, Apple Pay, Affirm.
It's like, it's so many different ways in which you can pay for your flights now. So, that's an option if you're not able to do everything all up front.
But let's go back to like flight options. Like, you don't have to fly into the airport that you think you or the city that you think you have to fly into. Like, say for instance, you want to go to London. London is very expensive to fly into. Like the taxes and fees and everything to fly into London sometimes, and for some people, can be cost prohibitive. But where can you fly to where it's probably not as cost prohibitive? You could probably fly to Paris, and then you could take the what they call it, the Channel Tunnel by train from Paris into London and be there in 2 hours and save yourself some money that way. Or you could maybe fly into Dublin and then catch your little Aer Lingus flight from from Dublin over to London, or fly into Edinburgh and maybe take a flight from Edinburgh. Oh no, you can take the train, fly into Edinburgh and then take the train from Edinburgh to London. So if it's too much to fly into the city that you want to fly into and you have the time, look at alternative cities, even in other countries, that will get you to where you want to go.
Also, that applies to what city you're departing from. I live in Ohio.
Yes.
One of the most expensive airports to fly out of. And what I do is I book my ticket for when I went to Europe. We're using Europe as an example. Same thing. When I booked my ticket to go to South America, I didn't book my ticket from Cincinnati to that country. What I did was I booked my ticket from Miami to that country.
Yeah.
I booked my ticket from New York to London and paid $200 and something. And then I just get a cheap ticket, Spirit or Frontier to fly from Cincinnati to the bigger city. So sometimes you have to be flexible in where you're willing to leave from in order to get that best price. And also, there are airlines who have popover programs, meaning I flew from Miami to Colombia, from Colombia to Panama, and I didn't have to pay for my flight from Colombia to Panama when I stayed in Panama, because Copa Airlines has a stopover program so where you get to stop over for free. So all I paid was for my accommodations in Panama, which was $13 a day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all you just got to do your research.
You got to be creative.
You got to be creative. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to do a little bit more work in your research to get, start accumulating some of these trips.
Yeah. And let's talk about budget and time. So like for me personally, my airport of choice is going to be ATL. I'm just going to drive to Atlanta, park at the park and fly or park and ride or whatever. And I'm going to fly out of Atlanta because one, I get to fly Delta if I fly out of Atlanta. But a lot of times it's cost effective for me to fly out of Atlanta. But let's talk about time. I'm going to Tahiti next month, right? That's like about a 24-hour flight. And I'm like, how can I get to Tahiti without being on a plane that long? So I look up the flight patterns. Oh, I can go fly from San Francisco or from LA to get to Tahiti, and that's 8 hours. So I'm going to fly to from Mexico to LA. I'm going to spend a couple of days in LA. And then I'm flying from LA to Tahiti, and it's only going to take me about technically I have to fly. I don't know why they did this, because I should have been able to fly direct, but I chose United because I wanted that first class.
Ooh, you chose United.
Girl, I wanted the first class lie flat. So in order to do that, I had to fly from LA to San Francisco and from San Francisco to Tahiti. And I'm like, honestly, I don't care if it took me 12 hours because I'm lying flat.
I was gonna say, you got a low down seat. You got to take advantage of it.
I don't want to lie flat for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So there you go.
If you go in the chat, we got a really great question, right?
I found her flight.
Right, you did?
Mm-hmm.
The question from D is:
That's a good.
Are we packing?
746.
Are we packing check bags? D, no. I am team carry on. I've been team carry on for 10 years. I'm not checking nothing.
I'm checking because I don't feel like walking around the airport carrying all that foolishness. Let me tell you, even with me not checking, I'm still carrying 3 bags around that airport. I'm checking.
I'm team carry on.
Yeah, it depends because she's slow traveling, so she's gonna stay there for a month, right?
Yeah, and I have more stuff because I'm slow traveling.
Right.
Well, I stayed. My last 2 trips were for a month. My last 3 trips were for a month.
Look, mine was 8 months.
Yeah, I mean that's different. I ain't checking nothing. I don't care. I ain't checking nothing.
Look, when I tell you I started off, I'm just gonna check the one bag, and then I'm gonna take the other one as a carry-on. After that first trip doing that, running all over JFK with that doggone heavy bag on my back and another heavy bag on my front, plus carrying my CPAP, from that point on, every bag got checked and I didn't care what it cost me. It actually only cost me one time.
Yeah, I don't check. The only time I check is when they make me, and I get so mad when they make me check a bag. I get so mad.
What? If they make me check it and they don't charge me for it, I'm good. I'm good. That's British Airways.
I don't mind gate checking it. I don't mind. I like gate check because I know it's gonna be right there at the gate. No, I'm talking about putting myself on. You ain't gonna lose all my clothes.
But I guess I feel like I'm not in a hurry, and nobody has lost my luggage, and I got the air tags, so I'm like, it doesn't really bother me.
Okay. Question from Tiffany Poodle in Portland. Are any of you ever disappointed on the cleanliness or the hospitality of a foreign city or country?
Yes. Let me tell you, after being in Japan for a month, when I got to London, I was like, you people need to do better. Like in Japan, you don't see a trash can in sight anywhere, but you also don't see trash. You ain't gonna see a gum wrapper on the ground. You're not gonna see none of that. If people have trash, they put it in their pocket, they take it home, they throw it away at their house. Oh no. Right. Matter of fact, in Belfast, I watched this lady walking in front of me stop and put her soda can down on the ground and then keep on walking. I'm like, no, I cannot litter, and that just bothers me anyway. But coming from Korea and Japan, where the countries are just very clean, and then going to London and seeing trash everywhere and litter everywhere, I'm just like, take pride in where you live. But hospitality, I've been good.
Right.
I've been
good.
With hospitality.
I can say probably.
Look, let me take that back. Some of those countries that were formerly ruled by Russia, they might not be as hospitable. But I understand, so it didn't really bother me that much.
Okay. I've heard Asia for its cleanliness, except for like Thailand. I heard Thailand is not as clean.
No, not good.
Yeah, but yes, I've heard about Japan. Really nice. That's where was at. The other lady from Antigua.
Yeah.
She was out there enjoying herself. It's expensive though. It's expensive.
See, I didn't think it was expensive.
You didn't think Japan was expensive?
I did not think, and people just kept saying it. I was like, I didn't feel like Japan was expensive at all. I mean, Kobe, the meat, the food that I ate, that was expensive. But I mean, I was getting the expensive food. But I'm like, it costs $5 basically for a ramen bowl. Here, I'd pay $17 for a bowl that isn't even as good. So I don't know. I just didn't, and I didn't feel like my accommodations were very expensive either.
Okay.
But I mean, I was in the South, and of course, expense is relative.
Okay. I would say, like, I think the best hospitality I've had is probably like in South America, Latin. Well, some places, a lot of places be kind of hit or miss. But I think it all depends. But I mean, sometimes compared to the west side of Atlanta and the east side, southwest Atlanta, Decatur, I will take that over that anytime.
I felt like New York is New York can be really.
It's a lot of unprofessional people that serve you every day in America.
I'm not talking about hospitality. I'm talking about cleanliness. Like New York, DC, like
You think they're clean?
no, I think they're not clean. So in other words, I'm no more disappointed when I go abroad as far as cleanliness goes than I am when I'm in New York or DC. Like I feel like there's trash all over in those two specific cities. I've been to other cities too, but those specific cities, I notice a lot more trash than I do abroad. Now, hospitality wise, I don't know. I'm an American, and they know I'm American, and I'm a Black American woman. So I get good hospitality just for those three things because they know I got money because I'm out here traveling by myself. I'm staying where I'm staying, and I'm doing stuff. So they know I got money. So I'm gonna get good hospitality because they know they're gonna get a good tip from me, or they know they're gonna get a tip from me. So I don't really have hospitality issues. The only thing I can say is I was surprised in like Europe that they don't use washcloths. Like when you check into the hotel,
I tell everybody, bring your own.
I bring my own. I bring my own, and I bring my own sheets. I'm gonna bring my own sheets kind of girl too.
Oh,
yeah, because I don't put my face on nobody's pillowcases. I don't know who all face has been on there. You not know. But yeah, so I knew that. I already knew that because I do a lot of research before I travel anywhere. I knew to make sure you have that they don't give you washcloths. You have to go downstairs and ask them like, can I get the small? Because they don't.
I didn't even know they had them.
Well, yeah, they give you one. It's gonna be like a towel for a baby.
Well, it's the bath towel and then it's the hand towel. But here's
the thing.
Towel. But here's the thing. They got the bath towel, the hand towel, the washcloth. That's what we're accustomed to. They only gonna give you the bath towel and the hand towel. But I'm gonna tell you, when I'm in America and I go visit my friends, they give me a washcloth and a bath towel, and I'm like, can I get a hand cloth? Because I use the hand cloth to wash my face and to wash my hair, and I use the washcloth to bathe, and then the towel to dry. So I feel like either way, somebody's gonna short me a towel unless I'm staying in an American branded hotel where they give you everything.
Yeah, right. And I just bring my own, and that's just out of that's just one of those things that's kind of like the comfort level for me. Like, yeah. I definitely recognize that's an American thing because other countries typically don't do that, but. Yeah, I bring my own. I have travel towels that I only use when I travel. I have disposable sheets that I use when I travel, like when I'm long distances, especially. But yeah.
She loves the Google Flights. Yes. Flexibility is gold.
Oh, and look, if you are military. Retired military. I mean, you should already know this, but you can fly. It's AMC. It used to be called a MAC flight. Now it's called AMC. But I'm going to tell you, I have an app. They have an app, and you have to be very flexible if you're going to fly with them. So basically, I'm going to tell you how I messed up the last time because I have not used them since 2004. And I tried to use them in 2017. And where I went wrong was I decided I was going to predict where I was going to fly out of. And I flew from South Carolina to Seattle. I was trying to get to Korea. No, I wasn't. I was trying to get to Japan. But they have 4 flights a week going out of Seattle to Japan. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just fly to Seattle and then try to get on a flight at Christmas. Well, the flight that I could have gotten on, had I just sat still in South Carolina and just watched and monitored the app, I would have saw the flight that flew out of LA with 329 seats and 2 passengers. And I would have had enough time to get from South Carolina to get to LA to get on that flight had I waited. But you have to be flexible, and you have to be able to just sit and wait for the flight to become available, because all they're charging you is usually like maybe taxes. So like I've flown for $17 before, but I've also flown for free plenty of times.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, got to be aware. Put the name of that app in the back chat for all the military veterans. I know that already probably know, but I'm curious myself. I know my guy, what's his name, was telling me about that because I think he took it from Maryland area to Thailand or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it on a whim too. Like next thing you know, he was in. I was like, man, how did you get to Thailand that quick? Man? I think that's how he did it. So Jay Clyde is talking about the overstay program with that's through COPA, I believe.
Yep, the stopover.
Stopover, I meant to say. So yes, he took advantage of it. It seems like most of those flights that come through there are gonna have that overnight. If you take COPA, because COPA's in Atlanta now, and they have where you can stop. Most of the time it will if you go into South America, it's gonna stop in Panama, and then it's gonna take out the next day. So you have to kind of spend the night.
And if you're going to Colombia, it stops in Bogota. So you can do the stop in Bogota too. Just FYI for those who are frequent visitors to Colombia.
Yeah, and that's what you read. Are we packing check bags? I didn't think. I was curious of what did she? Do you check your bags? Because she's a slow traveler too. She travels for 3 months at a time usually. But we have Losa here. Crypto King. I think that's Crypto King. What's good, man? Glad you came through. Check out Crypto King. This guy is a crypto fanatic. He is definitely into the crypto and helping Black people to get into it. I love that part about it too. He says good evening, and so J Class says I don't like carrying on like a carry on and then getting that SSS. Don't touch my stuff.
What's that?
You can get the dreaded S's even without a carry on.
What's the S's?
That's the surprise
security screening.
Yeah, because even I got it before.
I don't care. I don't have nothing, so they can check my bag. I don't care. At least if they checking it, I know ain't nobody gonna lose it. And I do air tags and all that. I still need my bag with me.
Yeah, you still can get it with the check bag too.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, with the carry on. I'm sorry, you can get it with the carry on or a check bag. Obviously, from what Jay Cloud is saying.
These team carry on. Whoop, whoop.
You know what? When I was traveling like 4 days, oh yeah, I was team carry on too. And if I'm flying Southwest where 2 bags go free, I'm definitely taking 2 bags. And
yeah,
2 bags go free, checked or carry on?
Check on Southwest.
Okay.
She said that she does her laundry weekly. That's what I do. I just do laundry. Or when you're in like South America, you just send your laundry out and then you get it back that night and it's all folded and fluffed and I ain't even got to worry about it for $15. So
I don't want nobody doing my laundry.
I don't care. You can do my laundry.
I don't want nobody else doing my laundry, messing with my unmentionables.
I clean my own unmentionables, but I send my shorts and t-shirts and pants out. I do my unmentionables.
Yeah, I want to at least be able to go 10 days without doing laundry.
Oh yeah, I pack more than I pack a month worth of clothes.
But I mean, we're saying if your team carry on, then you still have to, you have to prepare for the fact that you're gonna have to do laundry if you're staying anywhere long term and you're a carry-on person. You're just gonna have
Yeah.
to be content with doing laundry on a regular basis. And I'm just not. I don't feel like doing. I mean, if I'm getting an Airbnb, I will always make sure that my Airbnb has a washer and dryer so that I can do laundry. But I don't want to spend my day doing laundry.
I mean, what people don't understand is packing cubes have come a long way. There's no longer just a space to put your stuff. They've become compression packing cubes. So you're able to pack a whole lot more than you were previously. Because I have the old packing cubes and now I have the new compression ones.
Yes.
And I can get triple the amount that I got in the old packing cubes. Triple.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised at how many outfits I'm able to put together that I have when I pack like that.
But it's still heavy.
I mean,
it's still gonna be heavy.
I might as well. Even I fly Delta, I still ain't checking the bag. And I had the Delta card. I still ain't checking it. I'm not checking nothing.
No, I get it. It is nice to be able to show up, have your stuff, and roll out. Because I'm not gonna lie, I remember the first time I was able to use my. First of all, I checked in the day before on my app. I showed up with my boarding pass on my phone, so I just booked my phone. I had my carry-on bag, and I didn't have to talk to anybody, and I felt so sophisticated.
Nice.
I guess I got used to it because I did business travel, so we just like carry on. You're only there for 2 or 3 days. I just got used to it. And then I went to Cuba. And I didn't want to check a bag for that. And so after that, I was just hooked on not having to check a bag.
Yeah.
Not unless I really have to. I went on a cruise where I had to check some bags, but I was paranoid the whole time. I was just stressed. It just stresses me out. It's just one less thing I have to stress about if I have my bag with me.
Yeah. I want to say, can we talk about budget and time also? Because I'm going to tell you, when I came back from overseas last week, and I got to Atlanta, and I got to that customs line, and it looked like something out of the apocalypse, and I strolled right on past them, and went to the global entry, and I was the number 2 person in line, and walked and strolled on through and looked at them like, y'all some suckers.
Hey, I'm telling you, when they see my black ass coming through that damn line, I'm excuse me. You hit them with that, excuse me. They be like, and I get up there to that kiosk, man, boy, I could feel them eyes. I'm like, he was the last person I got off the plane.
Yep, and I don't rush because I
basketball
player. He must be a basketball player.
He got to be a basketball player.
And I'm gonna tell you.
But you know what also works for those of you who don't have global entry is that mobile passport. Because mobile passport, when global entry has been packed, which I've seen it, at least I've seen it in Miami International Airport twice.
No, I ain't never
seen it.
That mobile passport line be empty. Don't nobody go through the mobile passport line. Because first of all, they don't know nothing about it.
A few people know about it. A few people.
I don't know about it.
It only be about enough to count on one hand every time when I come through there. And I'll be right there behind the pilot.
And you know, that's it. It's only me and the air crew. Every single time, it's just me and the air crew.
The pilot be looking like, man, what? Yeah, yes, bro. I'm right here behind you.
Global entry is only for Americans.
But I'm going to tell you, being in other countries and having to go through their version of the TSA pre-check, when I'm TSA pre-check in America, I be mad. I'm like, man, you want me to take my shoes off? I got to take my laptop out. Y'all still doing that over here? Oh, but get this. I flew through Ireland, and they don't make you empty out your water bottle.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shoot. Okay.
Yes, that global entry is clutch. And I think Los was talking about it in regards to the SSS. I actually got the dreaded S's even with global entry. I know I did something awkward, and I think that what triggered it. I can't recall what it was, but I know I was coming from like Columbia or something. They hit me in Fort Lauderdale with that. So Fort Lauderdale, and I think it's another airport in Florida that's dreaded for giving that quadruple S. But I got through it pretty quick. But see, on the positive side too, like because when you're coming in from the from out of the international, and you get caught up in stuff like that, and sometimes you have to recheck your bag once you hit a USO, you have to go back through TSA, and that because global entry is tied to your TSA pre-check, you make up that time by just going through TSA pre-check because you was already hung up in security asking these questions and stuff like that, and to go sit back in line again.
Yeah.
Oh man, you may miss your plane, man.
Yep.
So you went through that TSA pre-check, and you done made up that time very, very easily. So you can get it free actually with American Express too, I think, and other.
You sure can.
Yeah, I think if you get Chase Sapphire
Reserve,
yeah, you can get it free.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and the Amex Platinum, you have to get the Amex Platinum. The Amex Gold does not apply. It's the Amex Platinum you have to get.
But still, global entry is like $129 and lasts for 5 years.
Right.
Right.
The hardest part about global entry, getting global entry, is finding an interview time slot.
Yep.
Everybody wants it now, right?
I had to in 2018. I had to go from Nashville to Atlanta to get my interview.
But you can actually get the interview on the spot coming back in from an international trip. That's a cheat code right there.
Yep.
When you come back in from Colombia, Scotland, whatever, and you hit Atlanta, Miami, or whatever, when you go to customs, they'll say they'll know that you have an application on file and you're pending an appointment. Mm-hmm. They will then ask you that, or you can ask them that at that time and say, "Hey, can I actually apply for my my global entry here, whatever?" They more than likely will actually mention that to you. Say, "Hey, you can actually go ahead and apply for it. Go around the corner and bam, and you can get it done there on the spot." I don't know why it is like how you can jump the line when you come in from out of the country if you have a pending application, but you can do it that way too. So that's another one. Let me go back to the comments here. I got on the screen to the app that Lashana was talking about for military people. Sometimes I envy y'all people, man. I know y'all didn't. You appreciate your service for the country, but sometimes I envy y'all. Man. Y'all be getting a lot of perks, man.
Yeah, but you still got to use them. And like I said, I was not able to use that app. I mean, I was using the app, but I wasn't able to get my flight. I had to come out of pocket for two one-way tickets that year to go to Tokyo. I mean, the blessing was I had it, but I was trying to use it. And like I said, I learned from that experience how to use it properly.
Okay. Yes. J Class said as well too about the clothes, the wash. He said I don't be having washcloths anywhere in South America. Oh, washcloths. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Washcloths anywhere in South America.
I just travel with my own.
Me too.
Always bring my own washcloths. And they got Lowe's. Yep. I just loaded my house with that and dry off towels.
Oh, let me ask you about this. Have you? Do you pack your own? Like, you know how they have these laundry detergent sheets, and you can take those with you and use those so you have laundry detergent when you go overseas. Do y'all do that?
I bring my own laundry detergent.
I've never seen the laundry detergent sheets.
I got them on Amazon. So I went on Amazon last year and I ordered the laundry detergent sheets, and there's like 60 of them in the pack, and it's, it lies flat. And so you got your laundry detergent that you can take with you, and it's good on the environment also. But anyway, you can, you take a sheet and you can use a whole sheet for a big load or a half a sheet for a smaller load. And so
Wow.
I was using those. I took those. I was using them. I don't think that I will continue to use them in the future because I don't know how clean my clothes were really getting with that detergent. I think I'm
Okay.
back. I can just buy detergent when I get there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just pack, Walmart and all those have those travel sections. They always have little packets of detergent. I just stock up on those when I see them real cheap,
Yeah.
or Family Dollar or somebody going out of business. I just stock them up and I just keep them in my closet. So whenever I need them, I have them. I just pick from. Same thing with the Clorox wipes. I just constantly buy those to.
Oh, yep. Same. Oh, you know what? I was going to mention this about ways to save money when you're on food. So I don't cook in other people's kitchens. I'm a bougie cook too, and other people don't be having all the good stuff. So I'd rather just not even cook in other people's kitchens. However, one good way to save money, and this is what I have done. Well, I'm going to tell you two ways. One is if you get the hotel that has breakfast. I always get the hotel that has
Me
breakfast.
too.
And if you're in the UK, they're going to feed you so much food anyway with their full English, full Welsh, full Irish, full Scottish breakfasts. So I would eat breakfast about 8 in the morning. I don't need to eat again until about 3 in the afternoon. And at that point, I'm eating what I call dinner. It's late. It's a late lunch and an early dinner, and I'm done for the day. And I've only had to pay for one meal that day. The other thing,
go ahead.
Yeah, the other thing you can do is pack your little Ziploc bags and take Ziploc bags with you. And if you're in when I was in Copenhagen where they serve like cold cuts and bread at breakfast, you can just make you some sandwiches and take those with you. And then you have breakfast that was from the hotel and you have your lunch, which is also courtesy of the hotel. I learned that from a German.
Yeah, I don't cook when I'm abroad, mainly because the cost of eating out is a lot cheaper than eating out in the US. And I'm a food cart girly, which means I just want to eat at the food carts. I'm only gonna pay $1 here, $2 there. I'm eating fresh fruit and vegetables and going to markets to eat. So I'm not really going into sit down restaurants a whole lot. I'm mostly eating off food carts. I'm a big foodie, so I'm eating the local cuisine, and I'm not paying that much for that local cuisine. But as far as the hotels or the hostels that offer breakfast free with your cost of your accommodations, that is mandatory for me. I won't stay anywhere that doesn't have free breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Same.
And I have to have breakfast. And
Yep.
what I don't want to be is foraging for breakfast every morning.
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
Yes.
That just starts my day off knowing that I have a place where I'm going to always sit down and eat a breakfast. And it don't have to be a full eggs, meat, starch, just something that represents breakfast food for me. Really is important for me to get my day started.
Yeah, I will say this though. If I'm staying in an Airbnb, I will go grocery shopping and I'll buy yogurt, bananas, some type of pastry, and coffee. And then that way I have breakfast in the Airbnb. And if I don't feel like leaving before 2 in the afternoon, I don't really need to, because I will stock stuff that I don't have to eat in the Airbnb. And I also will buy food because I'm a restaurant person, and I will buy food for the purpose of leftovers. So like say for instance, if I go to certain restaurants, like I eat a lot of Indian food. If I go to the Indian restaurant and I order an appetizer and some soup, that's pretty much going to fill me up. So I might eat a little bit of my entree, but I'm not going to be able to eat it all. That goes home for leftovers. That's lunch for another day. So I buy food for the purpose of leftovers when I'm staying in an Airbnb, because there's some days that I don't feel like leaving the Airbnb, and I don't have to because I got plenty of food.
My favorite place to do that is anywhere in the Caribbean. I go order lunch. I'm ordering enough lunch to where I'm eating that for dinner too, because they give you a lot of rice, they give you a lot of meat, they give you a lot of sides, and I'm good for the evening. Especially if I know it's going to rain. Especially I know if I'm not going out. Oh, I'm staying here. This is where I'm gonna be for the rest of the day because it's gonna rain. I can see the weather's changing. I'm gonna be right here in my Airbnb or in my hotel. I got food for the night. I don't have to worry about going out.
Yep. And certain types of restaurants, like Asian restaurants, like I eat a lot of Thai food, I eat a lot of Vietnamese food, I eat a lot of Indian food. all those types of restaurants are great for leftovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. We got Matt Goodman in here today.
Hey, Matt.
Appreciate you coming in, Matt. Jake Clyde said global entry for the win for sure. Audaciously Me has another question. OMG is yeah, I forgot to mention that Audaciously Me is from Canada, actually.
Oh,
So she may not be so clear. Actually, global entry. Well, there's another thing on global entry. If you are going to Mexico or Canada by boat, plane, sea, driving, or whatever, car,
yep.
you can use your global entry to just go over the border. You still need to have your passport to come back, but I mean, you can even cross back over with just your ID as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have global entry.
Canada didn't check my global entry though, and I was disappointed because I had it on. I was ready, and I'm like, y'all made it a little too easy for me to get in this country.
When the last time I went to Brazil, I did which a crazy itinerary from Atlanta to Toronto to Sao Paulo, and coming back, I didn't realize about the global entry until I saw that line, and I was like, man, that line is long. And then I looked to the left and it said global entry, and I was like, oh yes, they've got global entry here. And hit that global entry line, and I did the eye walk, the eye look walk, and everybody looking at me like, where's this dude going? I'm like, man, I'm out, and I was through there in like 5 minutes, man. It's crazy. I can get off the airplane. I could be the last one getting off the airplane in Atlanta and be outside to get I do the shuttle to the airport parking lot. I can get to that point in probably 15 minutes.
It take me 15 minutes just to walk through Atlanta Airport.
Yeah, and that's from like gate D and E and all that stuff.
You over exaggerate. It takes forever to
swear.
He doing an OJ.
Yeah, you running.
He like
I was just in Atlanta.
You catch the trolley. The trolley takes you from any concourse all the way. I don't walk it, but when you get,
it took me 15 minutes to get from E to B.
And then I'm not checking it. It take you it don't. If you get on the trolley, it only takes like 3 minutes.
It took me 15 minutes to get from E all the way, especially when they put you all the way to the last gate.
Oh, that last
E.
Yeah.
And you gotta walk up. No. It took me 15 minutes to get over there.
You can get through that airport.
You know we haven't talked about?
Quick.
We haven't talked about discount airlines.
But yeah, you got to be American to have that global.
Matt said you teleported.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, do it one time there.
What you say? We haven't talked about what?
Budget airlines.
I'm
what?
I'm good on the international budget airlines. I'm good on that.
Oh man, Spirit is my joint.
Oh no,
show on Spirit, man. Spirit, I'm gonna do a whole show on Spirit Airlines, man.
You're gonna be on your own with that one. I'm not getting.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
The Spirit lovers.
And it's funny because like I have flown Ryanair where you pay to breathe. You know, like they charging you for everything.
But Ryanair cheap though.
They pay.
But it's cheap.
It is. And I have flown Ryanair. I'm telling you, I've taken a bicycle on Ryanair, and I have flown Ryanair. But I'm not gonna do Spirit.
I feel like Spirit just like everybody got to put their feet out the window and kickstart it, and then get in the air. Like I done seen way too many like terrifying videos on Spirit flights. I can't do it.
I mean, Spirit just took nickel and diamond to a whole nother level.
I don't even care about that. I just want to know I'm gonna get there safely. And something about a flight airplane that I'm getting on called Spirit just don't sit right with me. It just don't sit right.
But at the same time, you got Boeing jets on name brand airlines that's doors is coming out in mid-flight.
Right.
You know,
I love them. Going on them United flights that be breaking up in the middle.
I don't fly United.
Alaska had it happening. They got boats falling all out the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna judge Spirit in that regard when you got the big boys out there doing this, that are really being, because we ain't heard about Spirit falling out the sky. We have heard about the big boys falling out the sky. So I'm not even gonna go there with them. It's just, for me, it's the nickel and dime. I got to pay for the seat, which we pay for the seats anyway. But
only thing is y'all get popcorn and peanuts and stuff and for free that y'all are included. Y'all pay $500 extra for them pecans and popcorn.
Hey man, I'm paying
That's
for
okay.
I think I'm gonna have to break down and do it because some of the areas that I want to go to, like Spirit, is the best option. Like Barbados, like certain airlines don't go to Barbados. I gotta go to Barbados.
I flew to Barbados on American.
An American want an arm, a leg, and a thigh to get to Barbados. You know what I'm saying? Spirit say you can just give me a pack of cigarettes. I'll get you there. Like really, Spirit is trying to get me there for the low, and American want me to harness my firstborn child.
Now,
I love it.
So Southwest doesn't necessarily feel like a budget airline anymore, but them 2 bags flying for free. And I'm always going to pay the $25 for early bird. And I'm going to look at you like you crazy if you try to save a seat for somebody that's in C group.
See, that's that BS I don't be caring about on Southwest. You got to ask somebody, hey man, hold that seat for me. Like,
and I'm not honoring that. If that's the seat I want and your friend ain't in that seat.
See, I'm surprised somebody ain't start fighting.
No seats.
I'm surprised somebody ain't start fighting in Southwest over a seat in there, because it's like, what in the world? Like, what do you mean first come, first serve? Like, nah, that's crazy.
But that's why you pay the $25 for the early bird, and then you get, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of them people. I'm not sitting in the back of that plane.
Me neither.
I'm sitting on the aisle and I'm sitting in the front of the plane.
And
so
I want
if I got to pay $25 each way to better my chances of sitting in the front of the plane and on the aisle, that's what I'm going to do.
Chances. I can't deal with chances when
Me neither. I need to book a seat. I need to know exactly where I'm sitting at. I need to know exactly where it's at on the plane. I'm not doing that, taking my chances. I'm not going to fight nobody for no seat. I'm not. That's why I think I flew Southwest one time and it was domestic to Baltimore, and I was just like, this is not for me.
But let me tell you about Southwest though, because Southwest will let you cancel your flight. And they've always allowed you to cancel your flight. Now, granted, sometimes you're gonna just get the flight credit, and other times, you can actually get the cash back. But they'll let you cancel your flight. They'll let you change your flight for no fee, except for whatever cost. Because sometimes, and I used to work, in events, so I would manage flights and book flights, and we always flew Southwest because of the fact that their cancellation policy was so simple. Now, let me tell you what people would do. I would book their flight. Let's say their flight costs $300. They would go and look and find out, oh, wait, they got flights for $200. So they would cancel the flight, rebook the flight for $200, and then they got a $100 flight credit. So Southwest works like that.
I mean, that's all fine and dandy. That y'all hear that? Y'all take up on those tips, because that is a good tip. I do that for hotels. If I book a hotel, that might not be where I'm staying. Oh, yeah. I keep looking until I find accommodations that's going to be more budget friendly. I do it at the last minute, because you have those time periods in which you can cancel your hotel. So I cancel my hotel the day before. Yeah. Or before the day before, and booked a cheaper hotel and saved. You'd be surprised. I saved. One time I was going to Oregon. It was a big event. I was going for the World Championships. I had booked a hotel, and I canceled my hotel within 24 hours of my trip and booked the Airbnb because it was $2,000 cheaper to stay in the Airbnb at that point.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, I don't book a hotel that can't be canceled.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do those non-refundable hotels. Absolutely not.
I mean, there be some good rates. Don't get me wrong;
Don't
those are
care.
some good rates. But
Don't do
I'm
it.
I just pay more. I need my flexibility.
You do, and you do need it because you just never know if your flight's gonna be canceled. You don't know if there might be something going on in that area, and you decide I don't want to be that far away from where I want to be or where I want to go, or a better hotel option comes up. So that's another tip: is to constantly check. Don't be so stringent on, okay, I got my flight booked, okay, I got my hotel booked, I'm good. Like, no, you constantly checking back to get the best deal. So you might have to rebook a hotel or rebook your flight, like you just mentioned for Southwest, to get the best deal. So just that flexibility is not just where you're going, it's also how you're planning your trip. Be flexible.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you another thing too. Like for me, I'm all about them reward loyalty points in the U.S. Now, in the U.S., I'm only booking, Hilton. Hilton, Hyatt is my preference. Hyatt is my preference, followed by Hilton. So I'm only usually booking one of those two. I mean, I book the other ones when the price is right, but it's usually those two. And now Hyatt bothers me because you can get a free night, but you have to book in all their brands before they give you a free night. So you can't just book all the time in Hyatt Place. You got to mix it up. You got to do Hyatt Place, Hyatt House, Grand Hyatt, Hyatt Regency, Hyatt Centric. So I finally last year was able to book in all the brands, and I got my free night, and it came in clutch because I needed a room last minute in London, and I could get it for free. And the other thing is booking.com. Booking.com will give you points. And I ended up accidentally booking a bed and breakfast in England that did not have an ensuite bathroom, and I ain't sharing a bathroom. I'm done with that. So I had to upgrade the room last minute, and and it was outside of the budget, but I'm like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I had so many points accumulated on booking that it covered the cost of my upgrade.
Wow. Let me tell you this, two things. One, if you get somebody who puts you on their friends and family for a hotel, I promise you're gonna get the best deal. I'm a witness. Okay, I'm talking about $59 a night, $69 for domestic. I'm just saying, you got somebody who puts you on their friends and family, you got somebody you cool with like that, make it happen. Second thing is, the price on the website is negotiable for Hilton and Marriott. What I mean by that is, you go to a third party at Priceline, Hotwire, Expedia, Booking, and you see a price for a hotel. Then you go to that same hotel's website and you see a different price. What you do is you book it with the hotel, and then you email them screenshots from the third party site that has it cheaper. You email the customer service department and you say, I found this rate. They will price match and give you an additional 20% off. So if your hotel, yes, they do, and I've done it a million times.
You done told me a word. You done gave me a word right there.
I'm about to do it for New York. I have Hilton. I'm staying at the Renaissance. I'm staying at a hotel in New York. I'll be giving my information because some of y'all psycho. Staying in a hotel in New York, right? I booked it on the hotel's website, but I go on Booking and it's $100 cheaper for the total stay, which means the per night rate is way lower than the per night rate on the website. Per night rate on the website is like $3 something. The per night rate on Booking is $2 something. So what I did was emailed the customer service department. The booking price has to be the same room type, same exact dates. Everything has to match. They matched the price that was on Booking and an additional 20% off of that price. So I went from paying $300 some a night to now under $200 a night for the same hotel for the same room. So that's another little tip I like to remind people that applies for Hilton and that applies for Marriott. Now I don't know about Hyatt. I don't know about some of the other hotel chains, like Choice Hotels. I don't think it applies to them, but I know it works for Hilton and it works for Marriott.
Yeah. I'll say this too. If you are a member, so like say for instance, I'm a Hyatt member, but they have it in the system that the AAA discount, because I have AAAs, and they also have that I'm military, so I can get a military discount. My member rate is always cheaper than all of them.
Oh yeah. And if you have a corporate code, if you work for corporations like IBM or You can use their corporate code for hotels as well. You get a different rate for that. Let's see. There was one more that I've used in the past that I can't remember right now. Maybe I'll have to save that for another show that has to deal with hotels. Oh,
Yes.
I know what I'm gonna say. If you are a airline partner member, so if you Delta Sky Miles,
Oh yeah.
American Airlines, y'all, they have travel apps. They have travel sites.
Mhm.
So you can book discount flights. I'm sorry, discount hotels and rental cars through their site. So Delta has a Delta travel site. So you can go on Delta's travel site, put in for a hotel or put in for a rental car, and it's going to be way cheaper than if you're using a third party. And your Delta Vacations is booking it for you. So I actually did that for a rental car service, and I'm paying $59 a day for a rental car where it was like $120 something a day for a rental car. So also use those loyalties for those airlines.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Nice, nice. Jay Cloud is saying a few good stuff in here too. Which I was going to mention. Global, they have global entry at Aruba. They're like one of a few that has American global entry partnership in Aruba. So you actually, I know coming out. Well, yeah, coming out like you're leaving customs for Aruba to get on your American flight back home. You go through it twice. You go through it for Aruba, and then you go through it for the American people. And then once you get to wherever your destination in the U.S. is, you don't go to you go to a domestic terminal. So it's just like a domestic flight almost, pretty much. I thought that was really, because I was like, why am I going through, like, why are you asking for my bags and checking my bags again? And they told me that, so that was pretty interesting. And yes, you got the Spirit, the big front seat. You could pay for, and I used to really get in these WhatsApp groups about this, because people be like, man, I'll be going to Medellin for 500. I'm like, 500? Like, I could go there twice on that Spirit with the big seat. So, man, I'm telling you, that's I wore Spirit out going to Colombia. Definitely. Spirit quick to push back your flight over. Let's go to the next one. Spirit flying the same Airbus 320s that everyone else is flying. Yes. Now most of the Air 320s are with Spirit. The other ones are Boeing. They got them Boeing ones. That's them Boeing's the ones that falling apart.
But are their pilots as good?
They all FAA federal people. They got to go through the same rigorous FAA certifications.
This how Spirit pilots be flying this plane.
They're like Soul Plane.
Laying down.
Yeah.
They arm out the window.
Y'all keep going ahead and spending all y'all money on the other flights. Man.
That's all right. That's all right.
Always smooth for me. That's true. I made a mistake and did that one time with British Airways. Another tip: get a friend to get you on the friends and family rate for the hotels. Yep, definitely. That's what Tiffany just said. She just said that. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up because we were like way over time. Yeah, we just having a ball. Another tip. What is that? Why am my screen acting like this? Okay. You can Airbnbs via Delta affiliate link. That's what he said as well. Tiffany said actually. Yep. So yeah, I appreciate all of the great comments here. A lot of good stuff here. Definitely share the video with your people who you think that may be able to get some value out of this. Anything from B? Let you start off with you first. We appreciate you coming. You said you're going to Tahiti and Mexico.
Yeah, but Mexico and then Tahiti.
Okay, cool. That's going to be interesting. I'm definitely waiting to see those pictures and photos from you. I will put your Instagram here in the chat here for people to follow you with your great pictures. I'm not over exaggerating. Like her pictures is like
I know.
fire. I'm
I
like,
know.
yo, she has a
They're
great
so
eye
good.
because she has history in that.
Yes.
And so if I go to my comments, yeah, this is Bougie Nomad's Instagram. She has hundreds of photos there from around the world. Need to put them in maybe like a book, and so you can be a New York sellers top 10 list.
Bestseller.
The coffee table book.
Yes, it would be excellent. And let me find what I did say I was going to find Audaciously Me, put her information. She is growing. She done got over 1,000 subscribers. I remember when she first came on here, she didn't have 1,000. So she is growing. Beautiful little chocolate sister there. Just love her way of traveling. She's a minimalist. I love the minimalists. I did the wrong thing again. Copy. Why is that? Oh, hold up.
Matt said
Here we
Spirit
go.
Planes got hydraulics.
They got hydraulics. Y'all need to stop, man. Y'all need
The
to
wheels got spinners.
stop.
Do people still
the
have
eight-
spinners?
The next time the next time I see y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on Spirit. I ain't gonna say nothing.
You ain't gonna see me on no Spirit flight.
Me. You see me on Southwest though, with my 2 bags for free.
Oh man, but yes, this has been a great one. Man, sometimes I'll be just struggling trying to figure out what I'm gonna talk about. And Tiffany actually came up with this idea, summer travel. So let's take our hats off to Tiff on that.
Exactly.
Yes, it all comes together. It all
A round of
together.
applause in my Beyonce voice. Applause. A round of applause.
Yes. Yeah, but that's it. We'll see you in another 2 weeks or so, if no other holiday or nothing else crazy comes up. And all right. Thank you all.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye.
Safe travels.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.